Hello, my name is William Zhang. Today I'm presenting my specific biome to you, the tropical rainforest. As you can see, the tropical rainforests are very important to Earth's life. It contains about 20 to 40 million species, about half the Earth's species. Also contains about world's 70% of carbon dioxide, and also has a constant supply of water and sunlight. It is a very good place for the animals to thrive and prosper. Now, first thing first, the energy transfer. The energy transfer first starts from the primary producers. The primary producers intake the carbon dioxide in the air and the sunlight and perform photosynthesis, which is a way for them to convert carbon dioxide and sunlight into food. And when they convert it into food, they perform cellular respiration, with some energy released to the air due to cellular respiration because they have to intake the food. The next step is the primary consumers. The primary consumers consume the primary producers. When they consume the primary producers, some energy loss will again due to primary respiration, due to cellular respiration, but also some energy will transfer into this primary consumers due to the fact that the primary consume the primary producers. And then is the secondary consumer. The secondary consumer will lose a lot of energy due to respiration. But they also gain some when they eat or consume the primary consumers. And finally, when the primary consumer dies, it's for the decomposer to decompose the dead bodies. Some energy will be decomposed and lost due to cellular respiration. And when a decomposer dies, then they'll create a pool of nutrients that is very important for plants. And when plants get those nutrients, they can survive, and perform photosynthesis again. And then the whole cycle will start all over. Now, there are abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic factors are factors that are non-living, such as the temperature. Well, one of the reasons why tropical rainforest is so important and can have so much animals is due to the fact that it has a constant supply of sun. Now, most tropical rainforests are located on the equator, and then because the Earth is tilted 90 degrees, so when Earth is rotating, then it will have a constant supply of the sun. There aren't any winter or summer in the tropical rainforest. With about 27 Celsius of the annual temperature, the range is only 2 Celsius, and the night versus day range is also only 2 Celsius. Another key component is perhaps the water. There's so much bodies of water around each tropical rainforest that when the sun evaporates them, they'll go up, cool off, and then it will rain immediately. With about 250 centimeters perception a year, 100 millimeter perception about per month, and has high humidity, but water is essential to life. Now, what happens if the primary producer's level, the tropical level, is removed or damaged? Then without any primary producers, there won't be any food for the primary consumers, and therefore they'll die of starvation. With no primary consumer, the food chain cannot go on, as the secondary consumer depends on the primary consumer, and therefore the secondary consumer will also die off, and then eventually there won't be animals left, and therefore the decomposers won't have anything to decompose, and they'll also die off. What if we don't have any secondary? What if we don't have any primary consumer? Well, then the primary consumers, then there won't be any secondary consumer, because the secondary consumer depends on the primary consumer. And thus, without any animals left eventually due to starvation, decomposers will not be able to work. And without any decomposers, the primary producers will not be able to survive. Now, what if we don't have secondary consumer? With a secondary consumer, then there will be no control of the primary consumer. The primary consumer will eventually eat up all the primary producers. And thus, as we know, without any primary producers, all animals will die. And eventually there won't be any decomposers either because there won't be any animals left. Now, what if we don't have the decomposers? If we don't have any decomposers, then the primary producer will not be able to live on because there won't be that much nutrients to be decomposed. And when the primary producer dies off, the rest also dies. Now, what if we don't have any primary producer? What will its effect to the whole food chain? Well, if all primary producers are gone, then first of all, there won't be anything for the primary consumers to consume, and then when there's no food left, they'll die of starvation. And then it will be the secondary consumer. They don't have any primary consumer to consume. Thus, they'll also die due to starvation. And then, as you can see, the primary producer is very important. So is the primary consumer and the secondary consumer. They are an important aspect of the food pair, the food web, as each rely on each other. If the one is gone, then the whole system will eventually collapse. Now, what are the strengths and weaknesses of a biome? I think one of its weaknesses is perhaps due to the fact it needs constant supply of water and sunlight. Now, I believe if we place our biome next to a river, all the problem can be solved, because with the river we have constant supply of water, and also we can use water energy to create artificial light for the sunlight that the tropical rainforest needed. One of the strengths about the rainforest is perhaps due to the fact it has so many species. Not all animals depend on each other, as you can see. If a golden lion monkey suddenly finds today one of its primary food source, the banana tree, is gone, then most people think it will just starve to death. But then the thing is, there are so many species that can replace the banana trees, such as the palm trees or the pineapple trees, which then the golden lion monkeys can use them for food. And also, it stores about 70% of the world's carbon dioxide. And while right now it's facing deforestation, I believe that if we invested in the tropical rainforest, it's better than investing in the grassland or the mountains, because we all know that the tropical rainforest will contain a lot more carbon dioxide to help the planet, will also contain much more interesting animals that can help extinct animals to return back. Now, I wish you will all consider of having investment in the tropical rainforest. It's a worthy investment, and thank you very much. And this is my citation for all my research. Thank you.